Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Hey, put me in the game. You know what's going on. We gon' talk about the topics that everybody's on. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Hey, put me in the game. You know that it's on. We gon' talk about the topics that everybody's on. Put me in, coach.
What's going on? What's going on? It's another episode of Put Me in the Game, Put Me in Coach Podcast. I am your host, Big Play Ray. And of course, I got Coach Void and Coach T with me. So we're just gonna kick it off to see how everybody's doing, man. Void, how was your Father's Day?
Man, it was lovely, man. I went to I went to Florida, went to Orlando, man, and spent time with the fam. We went down there for the weekend, man, and it was lovely, man. I loved it.
It was lovely. Okay.
Oh yeah. What about yours, man?
I enjoyed it. Spending time with family, of course, all the kids. It was beautiful, man. They did real good. My Father's Day gifts got me a little shirt with all their faces on and all that. Dad hat. You know, I feel real good.
That right, man.
And then we got to check in with Coach T. So, Coach T, June, how was it with your team? How was June for you?
Happy belated Father's Day to you guys. I'm glad y'all enjoyed yourself. Man, June was very it was pretty good for us. Started out kind of, just getting everybody back in the groove of things. Kind of a little slow, but we did a lock-in at the beginning just to help, get the newer players acclimated to the program, kind of get them an idea of what they were up against. And then we went to Mercer camp, showed us a lot of things that we need to work on. And the little time we had between Mercer and the live period and a few corrections that we need to make, I think the girls adjusted pretty well and went up there or ended up going 3-1 up there. We just weren't able to make it to the championship game in our bracket, and we just weren't able to pull it out, but still proud of their efforts. And like I said, the amount of the way they adjusted in a short amount of time from those two events. So very proud. Ended with Jones County collaboration practice, and that was just a good way to end.
So what you thinking about this year, Coach? How you think you're looking?
I think we're gonna be as strong as we want to be. Like we were telling the girls, we can't blame anything on age anymore. Or we bring the same group back from last year, and we just hope that their growth and maturation and just their efforts and willingness to want to go out there and get the job done. We're working in their favor because they time ticking. Got 7 seniors.
Man, what a good thing we talked about this with you, since you do have a culture there. I mean, they're gonna play hard. They're gonna be organized, and you always have them ready to go. So look forward to having good things for you. So what about you, Void? Did y'all do any summer workouts over there at the middle school?
Yeah, man. Actually, I did some today, man. I'm just trying to get in and get ahead of stuff, get in front of stuff. We don't have like 3 of them, and I've been trying to connect with Coach Walton, who just got the job, by the way. Trying to see what he's doing so I can kind of, connect with his system and get them ready for his system. Okay. Yeah. So that's been the plan now, just trying to get ahead of stuff, man, and trying to, try to work it that way. So when the season start, I don't try to go back and I ain't got to try to cram everything together, so. It's been working out, man, and we're going to continue. We got a few more before we let them go.
Okay. So I guess for y'all, when June ends, and then I know they have like a week where nobody's doing nothing, what do you have your kids doing in July? Or what do you encourage them to do at home?
And that's a great question. You want me to go first, Coach?
Yeah. You can go, Coach.
All right. So for us, that kind of looks all over the place today. I was talking to a friend about this same thing. It's gonna look all over the place at Central with the young ladies with us sharing so many athletes. So they'll be spilling back into their fall sports in July. And then you also have family that trying to do those last minute vacations. So it's kind of hit and miss in July. It kind of levels back out once we get the schedules together as far as the volleyball, flag football, and softball schedule for girls in the fall. And then we making time for them to come in and do that 4-to-1 individual workout with us after their practices. So, like I said, it's a little bit all over the place, but we make it work. We just go with the flow.
What you got, Void? I'm glad you
Just about
said that though. I'm glad you said you want to collaborate with the head coach at the high school, because that's really gonna be big for y'all. You and him get on the same page, y'all doing some of the same things. Those kids are gonna be ready.
Oh yeah, man. Me and Coach Mike go way back from me coaching his son in AAU, a few years ago. Back 2017, 2018. Pretty good dude, man. I'm glad they got him over there. But yeah, most of mine, man, like Coach said, man, they take a lot of trips and stuff too, man. So you do got to work with that. You know what I'm saying? And I try to tell them, encouraging them, man, just to pick a ball up, man. I don't care if it's just going out to shoot a few, even working on free throws or just working on your dribbling. Try to do stuff when you're not with me. It'll get you ahead, So yeah, pretty much the same stuff Coach telling.
And travel ball too, coach. We forgot about that, coach, right?
Oh yeah.
No, travel ball gonna kick back in July also, so you'll have a lot of live periods and stuff that the kids will be attending as well.
Yeah, I'll be attending one over in North Carolina on the 24th, SummerSlam. That'll be our last one. We'll be there for the weekend.
Okay. And I know there's some apps, and maybe we can gather this and drop resources after every episode, but there's certain apps that you can get on and kind of have like a team challenge for like different little workouts and different things, whether it's basketball, shooting, dribbling. It tracks your shots, and you can put everybody in your team in it, and you can see who's putting the work in. So we'll gather that and kind of share that with the fans. But let's get into our next segment. I know this one's going to be near and dear to all of us because we've had a pleasure of kind of working with him and seeing him grow. So we have our sports story of the week. All right. And our sports story of the week this week is about none other than Mr. Kawasi Reeves Jr. And if you didn't know, he just signed with the Indiana Pacers. So he'll be working out, playing summer league with them. And he's a great kid. I'm pretty sure he's going to make the team, man. So we're definitely boosting him up. And Void, you got something to play for him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Play the right way, the shots go find you.
Most incredible, baby. I can't see him coming down my eyes, so I gotta make the song cry. I can't see him coming down my eyes, so
moves it for Reeves. Reeves attacks.
Oh! Yeah, I remember that.
Look at the scoop by Kawasi Reeves on the other end.
Travel first class to change the forecast. Never in bunches. Just me and you. I loved your point of view because you held no punches. Still I left you for months on end. It's been months since I checked back in. We're somewhere in a small town. Somewhere locking them all down. Wait, hey, for a chance. I can understand why you want a divorce now. Cause I can't let you know it. God will let me show it. But
Reeves, the baseline drive, and the finish with the foul. Bounce pass up ahead to Reeves.
I'm coming down my eyes, so I gotta make the song cry.
Yeah. So, man, big shout out to him. So we'll start with you, Void. So what's your experience and what are your thoughts about Kawasi Reeves Jr. signing with the Pacers?
Hey, man, it's a dream come true, man. Me watching this kid since he was like 10. I've been around his dad around about that time. He was about 10 when I first met his dad. And just watching him, go up through middle school and high school and college, man, it's been a pleasure to look at and pleasure to see. His work ethic, man, and he's just a great young man, man. Just to be around and talk to, man. It ain't all about basketball, man. The kid he's just a great person.
That's big. Coach T, what are your thoughts?
Yes, sir. That's the echo what Coach Boyd said. Being, I think about 11 years when I first encountered his dad, and watching him train alongside with my kids were way younger than him, but just watching him and watching all the other kids, watching them grow up listening to his process, organically seeing it, learning from them, kind of, wanting to, this a kid you want your kid to be around. You know what I'm saying? And it was just beautiful to see his whole everything just aligned for him. Like Coach Boy say, a dog, work ethic, but just a great person all around, a great character, a great person. You think you conversing with an adult when you talk to this young man. Just the way he think, and everything. It was just an honor and a privilege to witness that maturation process, and I'm just so happy for him and his family.
Yeah, I think, for me having my nephews, be able to train with him when they were younger, and just seeing how he was all about his business at all the training sessions with Quint when they used to train at the church over there. I think it's close to
Anthony
Ballard.
Rose.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
old Macedonia. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
he just never took a rep off, you know. And of course, knowing his dad, all the great things that he's done for kids in Middle Georgia, so forth and so on. I'm just happy for him. But I always make sure I let everybody know what's most special about it is because he's doing it the right way. And like you said, boy, he's just such a good young man. But having that 3.9, 4.0 GPA all the way through high school, no trouble, yes sir, no sir, kid, very respectful. You would hope that more kids would see that that's the kind of way you need to go about it. And we can say the same thing about a Nick Woodford, right? I'm glad to see some of these kids that are, doing it the right way, getting their shine. Because it's just gonna encourage kids to do it that way. And it just can't go without being said. I this is big for the 478 for that reason, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so we clapping for him, we room for him. I gotta get me a Pacers jersey. We
Man,
behind
what?
sure, for sure. So
Definitely.
so if anybody else has any other sports stories, um, no matter what level, send them in. You can message Void, you can message me or Coach T. We want to highlight the kids, put light on the great things that they're doing on every level. So this week, Void wanted to kind of focus more so on the community and family. I know we talk about sports a lot, but what is sports without community and family? So we're going to get into some topics about parenthood and coaching. Okay, parenthood and coaching. So we're going to start off, Coach Void. I'm going to start off with you. How do you feel about balancing family, work, and coaching? Family, work, and coaching. How do you balance all that?
It's hard. I can tell you that it's not easy. And after 15 years of coaching, I still trying to figure it out. Because there's always something that you're missing or something, but you're taking chances when you're trying to be great at something. So I just feel like it's just not easy. You're gonna always try to figure it out somehow. Especially with when I first started, my kids was growing up. I had a son that was playing sports, and I always pretty much coached him until till he got like 11 or 12 years old. But even with that, I still had other kids that wasn't athletes. And I think with me trying to do this and me being passionate about something, I missed time where I could have spent time in other places. And it's a learning experience. With me having a toddler now, I'm trying to figure out how can I balance it better if it's something that I still want to do.
Coach T, how do you feel about the balancing family, work, and coaching?
Yes, sir. So, you gotta make sure you just set those weekly routines and try to plan as much as you can with your family. I've been blessed because my kids actually like basketball, so I never really had that push or pull about them wanting to be there. Like they always want to be around basketball. They always want to be around me. They actually are involved in the sport now. It became real challenging when my son came to high school because I had to kind of pull away from a lot of things that I was kind of just mentally just used to. Like I'd like to stand in the locker room for a long time after the game. I used to have to come out of that. I used to have to learn how to cut it short. Like, can't come at halftime of the boy game now, you know. But delegating, that right now kind of helps too with the balance. I got a great coach staff there. Anytime I do need to pull away, run across the street to my daughter's middle school game, they're always willing to step in. And then gotta learn how, like you said, that's the prioritizing part. Like you gotta put your family and your kids first. That's something that I always had he said, like, challenge with. And then just keeping open communication. Open communication, you know. And I'm always very transparent with my parents about, you know, I'm at a point now with my kids, you know, this it after high school. My daughter coming from middle school, she'll be next. Like, they for 12 years into other folks' children, and now it's their time to get all of me. So
I think what you just said is the biggest thing from a leadership standpoint, that transparency of letting people know and setting those boundaries early. And I would just say, me being involved with a lot of things, I recognized around COVID that I had a capacity, right? That I just couldn't do everything. And I think what we have to do is we have to set up frameworks. And this sounds like something you do at a job, but it really helps you. You have to schedule your day. You got to make sure your family gets that time, your kids get that support with homework, whatever the training. You just got to lay everything out, and that'll kind of help prevent forgetting things, because it happens, and make sure that things aren't left out. So you sit down, you prioritize the main thing, which is family, and you build everything around that. And I know for myself, I said I never involve myself with anything that I don't have time to deal with hands on, and that has just really helped me. But Cersei said it takes a village. It definitely takes a village. I have a great village that helps. My mom, my sister, everyone around me that supports me. But you still got to keep the main thing the main thing. Yeah, only a few will understand.
Right. And it took me, it took one of my sister coaches to tell me, like let her do some stuff. Like, because you know how you get, like, as a leader, you feel like if you don't do it, nobody can do it right. So they had to tell me, like let us do some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it wasn't that I didn't trust them. That's just what I used to. So that right now, it's another testament to, like, the great people that, like you said, the village that we have around, you know, us as well.
And I want to give a shout out, since we got Boss Man checking in, to all those people that, like, the volunteer coaches. I saw that Making Bill Parks and Rec posted Wasey and all his different jerseys, football, land, basketball. The sacrifice of the people who do this without getting paid, right? Giving their time for free. Boyd, you're one of those people that went above and beyond for other people's kids. My nephew was one of them. I just want to give a shout out to them, because those sacrifices, it does, you know, it's blessing somebody. It's blessing somebody. So shout out to all the youth coaches and everybody supporting, the coaches, the team moms, everybody who keeps that thing going, because Cohesive Reads is a product of that. It's a product of that sacrifice.
Right.
So what are some lessons that parenthood teach you about leadership? What are some things that you take from being a parent into being a coach? And we'll start with you this time, Coach T.
Okay. Definitely patience. From being a parent helps you to just be patient. The guy or the kids, the athletes and other people's kids through their mistakes. Their child, you just have a level of patience. And I can even tell that from my assistant coaches who don't have kids versus me. Like, I'm a little bit more grounded in that area than them. Also, just being empathetic. You know, you have to be able to accommodate to a child, need to meet them where they at to even begin to get them to do anything for you. And then also, you want to make sure you modeling behavior that you want them to see, just like you would your kids. You know what I'm saying? About how you want them to act on and off the field, which goes into that character piece, because you can't assume that they come with it. You know what I'm saying? You most of the time are that example or that person that's around them more than what they, than their parents. You know what I'm saying? You spend a lot of more time with them, even throughout the school day. So you want to make sure that and understand they feed off you and showing the right way and don't assume they know.
How did parenthood help you, Void, with leading teams?
Leading by example.
Mm.
Most kids, they hear you, but they more than they'll look at what you do before they hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So if you lead by example, and stay with that, you'll be fine. And stay consistent. I mean, if you're gonna be who you are, you know what I'm saying, you can't change up. You know, if you're gonna be that, like every coach that I had, and I have to go to the coaching because most of them was consistent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on and off the field, on and off the court. I had one man, Coach Hudson. Coach Hudson was mean as hell, but he stayed like that. You know what I'm saying? He stayed because he kept, you know, it was a standard. Either you gonna do this or you ain't. If you don't want to do it, then leave. And I think that helped. You know what I'm saying? Just leading by example. That with parenting, you know, has taught me. When it comes to my kids, you know, if I want my son to do something, I need to lead by example.
Mm.
So it's the same way. All of it tie in together.
So I guess my takeaways from hearing Coach T talking about being empathetic with the kids, that's big, especially in this generation, and not just with kids. You know, in my professional setting, right? These new employees are different. They're not as tough as most would say. Is that a bad thing? No, they're just different, and you still got to work with them because you still need them on your team. And Void, what you said is leading by example, and I challenge every coach out there on any level, especially the youth coaches, is these kids, they don't just listen to what you say, they watch what you do. And social media is a big thing of that. Once you step into that leadership role, you really have to look at yourself and say, hey, is anything that I'm doing that I don't want my kids to do? And just challenge yourself to change it. Is anybody perfect? No, but these kids are watching you, man. These kids are really watching you, and they pick up on everything you do. So if you're in that position and you're doing that, I just challenge you to be everything, not just some of the things. Be everything you want those kids to be, day in and day out. And you're gonna do great work for the kids and for the community. We got a comment: structure, discipline, and building bonds with kids who come across your path. They'll run through a wall for you, and they feel the love and bonds. Man, shout out to boss man. You know, any program he's involved in, you know, he's going above and beyond, and he's one of those people as well. He'll support other programs, right? Because a lot of people talk about it, but he puts his money where his mouth is, and anything that he's involved in is going to be done decent in order. So shout out to him. So how does it feel, or what's been your experience with supporting young athletes like they're your own kids? Has it been a challenge, or you know, once you coach somebody, it's almost like you're getting kids anyway. But how do you all feel about that?
Well, you want me to go, Coach?
Yeah, go ahead, Coach Boyd.
I think it comes with the territory. I've done it since I started coaching. I just feel like it's something that you just got to be willing to do if you're saying you're a coach. Some kids need that. Some kids don't have that at home where they get from a coach. Loving and, you know, just supporting them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, man, you as a coach, if you support kids with other things they do, they may not be getting that from home. You know, I've been in those, you know, situations also. I just think that like I said, it comes with the territory, just something that you got to be willing to do when you decide that you want to coach.
And like, I think Cersei, Trayvon Cersei. I'm sorry.
No, I was saying,
I think Trayvon Cersei. Oh, okay. Like Cersei said on that Taste of Village, that kid automatically becomes your village. Right. So when you're talking about supporting them, you talking about, like Coach said, you checking in on them beyond the athletic realm. You make sure their grades good, right? And then about their feelings, for the empathy. You making sure that they you got to make sure you got to ensure their safety. You know what I'm saying? And you also got to be dependable. That's one thing I learned about coaching, like that consistency. What Coach Boyd said, like showing up, like he said, beyond the basketball court for me. You know, they, you know, they involved in other things, just showing, you know, taking interest in it. You know what I mean? And like it just goes back to what you said. They become your bonus kids. You know what I mean? So that's kind of there's a way that you have to be able to, you know, to support those kids, athletes like that. You know, they believe in you. I also just coming on some coach Boyd said too, like a lot of our coaches were like our parents. You know, they knew a little bit more than our parents knew, especially working in the school system. And so, you know, that coach is just another layer of support for those kids that can put you on a level that your parents probably couldn't, that your parents probably weren't equipped with, or something that your parents just you know, our parents just didn't know. So again, that's why so many kids take a liking to a coach, because you know, we always gonna see a lot of stuff in the kid before they can see it within themselves. And like I said, we just become part of that village.
Shout out to my cousin, man. D-Rock from Griffin, Georgia.
Yeah, man, we got some family love checking in. Team Void, that's all right. I see some more comments. So more or less being the difference instead of talking about it. It's a challenge these days. Kids are different from the time we grew up. It takes more coaching and caring for that child, because you don't know what that child's situation is. That's a big one.
Right.
So it's funny because our next question was, does it take a village to raise a child? And I think everybody agrees that it is, yes. But let's dig in and let's define, what does that village look like in 2026? It's not what it used to be. There's no candy lady anymore. The rate is the same. So what does the village look like in 2026?
Well, the village. Let me get my words together for this.
Or just throw out a piece and we'll piece it together.
Let me
like just give me a different piece of the.
I go with that community aspect. We got to get back to community. It look like community. Like you saying the boss man. I'm not familiar with him, but some of the same stuff he's saying down here in the comments, like discipline. If whatever level he's starting on, and he preaching that same message, and if everybody preaching that same message, by the time they get to the high school level, you know what I'm saying, the kids will understand it won't be such a huge adjustment. So that's just one aspect to throw out. But parents, teachers, coaches, look, the neighbors, just everybody come together, to support the whole child. The churches, everybody, because like I said, all of us don't know everything.
Right.
So with that parent, like it, that what teachers and coaches can step in it. Well, we not, you know, we ain't nothing about them. We can't do a lot of mental health stuff. You got other organizations stuff that come in mentor. You know what I'm saying? Church people come in and pray for them. Whatever we need everybody. It's a collective effort. Yeah.
So, Coach, I'm gonna piggyback off of you. I'm gonna get a little deeper. I think I want to talk about what's wrong with the village. What happened to why the village ain't like it used to be. I think the village ain't like it used to be because we went from it takes a village to don't say nothing to my child. Now I saw that, and I'm just going from experience. I think that as the generations changed, and I know that we both can, while three of us can talk about, and we've experienced, well, we may have done something, and somebody that wasn't in the kindles or anything, or somebody that was in the neighborhood said something to us about it. I know I have. If I was doing something, I didn't have anything, you know, I didn't have any business doing. Miss Mary up the street, hey, don't do that. Why you breaking that bottle? You know, this, that, and the third. And I also saw, as I got older, where parents got mad when you said something to their kids. And I think a lot of people have fell back because of that. Because people don't want you saying anything to their kids anymore. It used to be where you had to listen to what a grown person said. Now you got kids that don't you know, that respect level is not there because mama or daddy, hey, you know, that's my child, you know, this, that, and the third. And I know it's levels to it, but I know when I was around grown people and I did something and somebody said something to me about it, then I had to listen to what they said. Because anyway, when I got home, my mom already got a phone call anyway. But I think that's one of the problems that we got with the village now, that a lot of people don't say anything to the kids because the parents don't want them saying anything.
Mm.
And that's just from experience. You know, I'm not saying that's all the problems. I'm just talking about the experience that I've had.
Well, I will say this, Void, and I would love for it to get back to that. I think we have culture issues that would take a long time, but I think that we could, you know, since we're kind of going deeper than sports, I think we could just simply talk about the relationship between the village of parents with teachers. Yes, kids are different, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And I think everybody has to sit back. And when I talk to people at work, I tell them this isn't a hot pocket conversation. This turkey neck conversation. You gotta let this marinate a little bit. Our kids are wrong. It just pause it.
Say that again. What you said, turkey neck?
Yeah, this turkey neck information right here. You gotta let this marinate. You gotta marinate.
This ain't microwave. This ain't a microwave.
Nah,
can't put it in a microwave
meal. Our kids are wrong. And just we have to just stop and just sit back and really understand all of our kids. It's not just your kid, it's not just my kid, or you know, these kids are wrong. They're doing things that we shouldn't be proud of. And if you spent 5 minutes in any of these schools, elementary school, middle school, high school, you would see exactly what the problem is. But a lot of parents don't, you know, have the time, or maybe they don't want to go in and see these things. They don't have that open line of communication. And when the teachers are telling them things, they disagree with it, or they don't believe that their kids is doing it. But that's not the case. We have a problem with vapes as early as elementary school. We got a problem with all these kids chasing clout via social media. That's distracting them from doing what they're supposed to do in school. You got kids dressing up in fake $2,000 outfits. They care more about what they got on and their grades. Their communication with each other is terrible. Peer-to-peer, young men to young females, it's just all bad. But somebody calls it out, like you said, boy, and they say, well, not my baby. Or don't say nothing to my baby. And we can't have that. If a teacher is telling us something, we need to listen to them, because a lot of times they spend more time with our kids than we are. So we just have to, we gotta be able to take that on the chin and not get so defensive.
Well, we got to know our kids, man. We got to know them, man. We know what our kids be doing.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, one thing about me, even when I was growing up, my mom used to tell, hey, if a teacher call and tell my mama something, oh, your ass did it. Because why she lying on you?
That's 1 out of 10 parents in this day and age.
Yeah, definitely in this day and age.
In this day and age, a teacher can call, or a counselor can call a parent and tell them their kids doing something, and 1 out of 10 parents is going to believe them. And that's where the problem lies.
So I think too, y'all, I think that's so layered. That question there is so layered. Like, I don't think it'll ever be like it was when we were growing up.
Right.
The neighborhoods aren't even the same. Like, the neighborhoods don't even consist of the same people. You know what I'm saying? That we grew up, like the leaders, like you said, the candy lady, the grandma. You know what I mean? Yeah, the people who are even leading by example for us to know when they say something like, you better straighten up. You know what I'm saying? Even to the dope boy and the gangsters, like you knew if certain people spoke, like you were gonna straighten up, you were gonna do exactly what being said. But yeah, like I think I was in marriage one time, and she said something so profound to me. She said, you have to understand that the world that you all grew up in is gonna be way different from the world that your children are growing up in. So that right there kind of made me look kind of different. With it is a different world, y'all. They don't communicate like we did. Let me ask you. Just okay.
Go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, let me ask y'all this: where y'all think it started at? Because we saying it's a different world. Where did it start at though?
Where did it start at?
Yeah. Is it from a is it from like Coach said earlier? The neighborhood is different. You don't have the people that can get on to you like it, like it was back then. But where did it start? Like, when did it change?
Okay, let me reverse some back
Mhm.
to you. All right, I'm gonna throw a question at you and Ray.
Okay.
Would y'all go back and live? Would y'all go back and live in the neighborhood y'all grew up in?
No.
I'm actually in the neighborhood. I'm from the country, but I will say this. I will say this. The schools, like say for the school I went to, Mary Person or Jones County.
Okay.
When I was in school, we didn't deal with any of the things we're dealing with now. And I love to have this conversation with people because they used to kind of sit and see issues going on in places like Macon and Atlanta and be like, oh, we ain't got to worry about that. Those days are over with. The guns, the everything that you can think of is going on everywhere now. So no kid is exempt from being exposed to it. And I think everybody has to have that realization and stop acting like, they're better than other people, because it literally can happen to you in your household just that fast. So, yeah, I kind of stay where I grew up at, but it's changed, Coach T. It has changed. It's a lot more things I didn't used to see.
I said all that to say.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Coach.
Go ahead. Answer. No,
I
said
was
all
just saying
that.
No, I wouldn't.
No, and me neither. But I say we were the last one that saw the true leadership. You know what I'm saying? We were the last one that saw those people in our neighborhood who were the true leaders. So who is it to model in the neighborhoods? You know what I'm saying? Who is it to model to those kids? Like we had people to model to us. I think all of us have moved away. So,
right.
That distance definitely, sort of creates that. When we talking about the neighborhood now. But like even within school, I could say a lot of teachers are scared to they're scared to say stuff to kids. A lot of times the kids probably sometimes they're gonna come back to your class depending on the level of the degree or the extent of whatever was done, especially a back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So like we kind of train to like de-escalation techniques and stuff. And if it gets too out of hand, they will do something about it. You have certain things put in place now, just supports and stuff that help the kid, but it is way different than when we grew up though. I do agree.
That was actually a good question, Coach T. And there is some guilt there to feel that way. That's why, I definitely don't mind going back to the places that I grew up around to give back. Whether it's I get a call to go read at LH Williams or do something. It's a lot of places I didn't go to school at, but I know the kids. Maybe I coached around there. I know it's a need, so I lend a helping hand. Boy, do the same thing. Exactly. I told you he need to run for commissioner on the south side or something. He don't want to right now, but it's coming. It's coming. But no, so that's a big one. I think that's a whole episode in itself. So I think we're just starting the conversation, and that's a conversation that you need to have at home, not only with your significant other or your kids or the people around you. How can you create a mini village? Because I'm real big on kind of cleaning up your front yard first. Just getting with your family, like how can we work together to make it better for our kids? And then once you create those mini villages, then it turns into a big village. But we just got to get on the same page about certain things. That's all.
Oh yeah. Trayvon said, "Bring back the Boys and Girls Club." I'm gonna tell you, man. Growing up, where I grew up, man, that Boys and Girls Club was very important to us.
I went to the Boys and Girls Club in the summer, probably over there where you stayed, boy.
Yeah, man, that's all we had, man, was the Boys and Girls Club. I learned how to play checkers. I learned how to play ping pong, all that stuff there. And we always was doing activities, man, going on trips and stuff like that. So we didn't have time to. Well, we still found time, but it still cuts down the percentage of it. We didn't have time to do the crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because especially in the summer, my summer consisted of, let me get up 9 o'clock. I'm going to Boys Club. 11:30 sack lunches come. We're gonna eat sack lunch, and then we're going back to the Boys Club to 5 o'clock, and then we're going home. You got to get in, take your bath, get ready to eat. We're gonna do it again. And I think the boys club was very big then because Macon got one boys club now. I'm thinking, I know they got one over by Anthony Road.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was growing up, they had Davis Homes had one, Tender Heights had one, Second Street had one, Cardi Thomas, which is in Bloomfield. Then
Now
you had
Bloomfield.
yeah, you had Bloomfield, and then you had I want to say Warner Robins had a small one. But we even had a little basketball league, all that stuff together. We did everything together. We had a league, we had a flag football league. They kept us busy. You know what I'm saying? We was always doing something. And the boys club was very important, and that kind of fell off. And I think bringing that back would be definitely decent. So that was a good point, Trayvon.
I think the facilities are in place to do that, kind of with the rec centers that we have in place. I think that just like with the school system, us as parents and the community have to kind of step in and support these rec centers. To make sure that the kids are doing what they're supposed to do when they go. I know a lot of people say that, oh, they don't let the kids do this, they don't let the kids do that. But when you got people in a gambling, fighting, and doing all that, that's a liability for them, right? So then they cut the hours of free play, and then they cut so I'm big on talking about, what can we do? We can't always say, oh, the rec ain't doing this, or this person. No, what can we be in control of? We can't expect these people to open the gym all the time, and these people and they're tearing the gym up.
Well, Ray, even with that, when we was growing up, the boys club were bigger than the gyms.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you had people that wasn't even playing rec. I didn't play rec ball. Everything I played was at the boys club. You see what I'm saying? So the boys club was bigger than rec. The only time that we went up to Memorial or any other gym was, when the boys club was really going, was to play to swim when Second Street went open, because Second Street Boys Club had a pool.
Mm-hmm.
So we always went over to Second Street Boys Club to swim. But if it was closed, then okay, we'll go up the street to Memorial. That wasn't never the first option. So I think the expectation for the gyms, the gym wasn't. They always been like that. You know what I'm saying? They always been like that. They used to have free play a little bit more, but like I said, the boys club was more. It was better when I was growing up. Even though I know that's been a long time ago, but I know how the boys club was. You know what I'm saying? That's when we had all the boys clubs.
So let's dig into that. So a lot of times these clubs or these entities that you're referring to, they're closing down due to a lack of funding. So when you see programs or things in other communities that survive, part of that is not just public money or grant money. They get donations, right? And for us as Black people, I can say we don't donate the way we're supposed to the things we're supposed to. I'll say that.
Right.
And people can't run these type of centers with large staffs and things of that nature without funding. And we don't vote. So a lot of this funding and stuff that goes into like tutoring program, Boys and Girls Club, even stuff like Trio, right? Stuff that funds, stuff like Upward Bound, stuff like that. A lot of stuff is disappearing because you have people on high that don't care about funding for people that look like me and you. We ain't got to start a whole big political thing, but it's people that really don't care about our kids making decisions, taking the funding away from things that you said, Boys and Girls Club, you said it played a big part in saving you when you were a kid, right? But it's people that are in place right now that don't care nothing about the funding for a Boys and Girls Club. And I'm not just talking about on a local level. This goes all the way up to a federal level. So it's conversations like that. Like, why did the Boys and Girls Club close down? Just having that open and honest conversation. Well, it's a funding thing. This stuff started disappearing. And it didn't just happen overnight. So that's why we got to be in tune with voting, helping fundraise. If we appreciate these things, or if they helped us when we were young, we need to go back and give it, $10, $20, or share the page to make sure their enrollment is up so they can keep getting the funding, because all of that plays a part in it. It plays a big part in it. Darren Manil, we offer these programs to the community, but they will not support it. So let me go a little bit deeper because he works for the rec. So say for instance, boy, and you've seen this, when you walk in the rec and you're supposed to like sign up, I don't think everybody knows how important that is to their funding. They have to be able to show that a certain amount of people are coming in. And it can't just be on the weekend. It can't just be for basketball if you want them to have this large amount of funding to do all of these great things. So we just have to be able to explain it. So, I challenge the parents to ask more questions, and I challenge the professionals, the rec professionals, to try to extend an olive branch to explain why they aren't doing some of the things that people may want to do, so we can work together to just improve it. At the end of the day, we got to work together. So next one is a big one. We'll start off with you, boy. What's one life skill that every teenager should know before graduating high school? One life skill that every teenager should know before graduating high school.
Just basic life skills, like maybe basic cooking, basic cleaning, not major. You know what I'm saying? Communication skills.
That's why I was
know how to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Just learn how to, just communicate with somebody. Learn how to, speak to people. A lot of kids go in for jobs starting at what, 15, 16. So I think communication is linked to that, doing interviews and just knowing how to talk to people.
That's a big one. Coach T, what you think? What's one life skill that you challenge all of your kids to have before they graduate and they leave your team?
Time management. Prioritize being on time, you know what I'm saying, trying to plan. Man, I think that's huge. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna have mom and daddy waking you up no more when you go to college. We trying to get up. I think we try to help with that, when we setting practice schedules and stuff, making sure that they know ahead of time all the days you practice on planning ahead. When they're supposed to be at a certain place at a certain time, like tutoring before practice start. And then also just knowing their role and responsibilities. Like I think the other way that we try to implement time management within our sports. But I think that's a very important skill to try to learn and try to perfect as much as possible while they're with us.
I think that's a big one because time management is going to translate to anything you want to do, whether you playing basketball, owning a business, or working for someone. If you can't manage time, you're going to fail.
Oh yeah.
You're going to fail, and that's part of learning how to be independent. And I think we have to have those real conversations with the kids on what's going to happen if you don't fix this, right? I was asked to come to one of the schools, and I did a challenge with them where I told them to kind of pick out the house they wanted, the car they wanted, just basic things on how they want to live. And then they had to say what type of job they wanted. And they had to connect the type of job they wanted with the type of life they want to live. And it didn't connect. It really didn't connect. A lot of these kids aren't even prepared to afford in their mind how they think they want to live. And I think we have to do a better job of going deeper than what do you want to be when you grow up? Because that's not enough, right? And just setting that realistic expectation of what it's really going to take to achieve your goal, whatever it is. And I love when kids run down on me like, oh, I ain't gonna work for nobody, I'm gonna start my own business. So me having some success working for someone and having some success with my own businesses, I let them know straight up, you're gonna work harder. So I hope you don't want to just own your own business because you're trying to find the easy route, because that's not it. So just those real conversations with kids is gonna help them. But time management, man, that's big. That's really, really big. All right. So, all right, next segment, we're gonna jump into Coach T's huddle. Okay, we're gonna jump into Coach T's huddle. And so she has some information for our young ladies today. All right, so what you got for me, Coach T?
All right. Just for the young ladies today, in the huddle, I just want to make sure that every young lady just learn how to just embrace failure as growth. You just have to understand that, like, when you make a mistake, it doesn't define you. It doesn't make you inadequate. You know what I'm saying? But it kind of helps you to kind of cultivate like the growth mindset and just the willingness to like use it as a learning opportunity to grow from, and it kind of helps you too, like with building that long-term mental toughness and being able to sustain, you know what I'm saying, when you get by yourself in the real world, and then you're able to lean into your community, like what we've set around you, and learn how to, when you going through something, who to tap into, knowing you don't know everything, and being able to get that support and that village and those resources that you need to keep moving on, because it don't change when you become an adult. You still need your community. You still need your village. You can't do it by yourself. And lastly, I think within the huddle, I share a quote whenever we had this segment on the podcast. My quote today is one of my favorite quotes. No matter what a man's past is, his future is spotless. I mean, no matter what, every day when you wake up, you have a clean slate. And so that's all I want to share today in my huddle. I hope it inspires, empowers, and elevates everyone who receives it.
Y'all get off Coach T. That's deep. That's deep.
For sure.
And that's
for
why
sure.
you're blessing to all those young ladies that come through that program over there. Shout out to you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right.
Thank you.
So, all right, Coach Void, what you got on this clipboard today? I left
We ain't
all
gonna get into no plays or nothing. We ain't gonna get into no plays or nothing, man. I just wanted to go into this, man. How do we be a better young black man? So I ain't gonna keep everybody long. I just want to get into some, and I actually wanted to ask some of the, get some people to drop some comments, man, and see what they think. So basically, this is what we come up with. Building a young black man. Now, it ain't no one thing that'll make no perfect kid or nothing like that. So some of the stuff I go from experience or stuff that I didn't learn, and other stuff. So the first thing you see is consistent male mentorship, right? They need more of me and you. Well, first, we got to make sure the dad's there, man. We got to stay in our kids' lives, man. And I'm talking about every day. I can't really count weekend dads. We talking about everyday dads. So that's one thing. We got to stay in our kids' life, man. We got to stop leaving moms to raise these kids on their own. So that's the first thing. Mentorships. We just need more me and you. In other, not just coaches, we need pastors. We need just community leaders. Just giving them more of a positive impact to them. Accountability. We gotta make them be accountable, and show them just because you're making mistakes don't mean that it's the end of the world. If you teach them that at a young age, then they'll be fine. Education. We got to try to get our kids to read more. Critical thinking. Stuff like that. At a young age. Show them that it's cool to do that at a young age. If you do it at a young age, as they get older, it'll be cool to them. Strong family and community connections. That goes to, if they got a strong family, on a positive note, they'll feel like they belong, right? They'll feel like they belong. And I think that's very important. Same thing with community connections. You know what I'm saying? If you got stuff going on in the community, they'll feel like they belong to something. You know, health and discipline. Let's encourage them to exercise, regular exercise more. Let's encourage them that they don't have to, do drugs because they favorite song saying something about doing drugs. So we can get them away from the drug part, that kind of stuff. I know we used to have programs where you had Dare and Great and that kind of stuff. But like I said, if the community and we teaching them at a young age and we stand on them, I think that'll help. Purpose. Let's help them answer the question of who am I? It goes back to the feeling like they belong. It goes to what you were saying about what I want to be when I grow up. Early age, let's start it there. Financial responsibility. At an early age, let's let them earn an allowance and teach them about saving and spending the right way. You know what I'm saying? If we do it early, I think we'll be fine. And like I said, that's just something that I'm just going from experience because a lot of this stuff I didn't get. So by now, if I feel like if we can do that and we can stay on it and be positive as a community, I think we'll be fine. And that's what I had for Coach Void's clipboard today. Take the R out of there.
That's good, Void. Shout out to you for doing that. I take that and drop it. I'll share it on my page as well. Get other people's thoughts. But and just me closing out, I'll end with just kind of what you said, kind of building, right? You know how hands-on it is for you to build a house day in and day out, how hands-on it is. When you talk about some of these programs, Void, Boys and Girls Club, so forth and so on, you have to ask yourself, even with those things in place, was it enough? It wasn't.
Well, the thing is, the thing with that question, I always look at the percentages. Are we cutting down percentages? Yeah, like I can go back to some of the kids that I coached that I've lost in the streets. And I can look at it as, I lost some at 18, 19, 20. If I went in their life, would it have been earlier? You know what I'm saying? Would they have lost their life at 13? So I always look at stuff as percentages. We can only do so much, and we can help. Hoping it click. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it don't. Sometimes it do. I have lost some to the streets, but I got a lot of kids that I've coached that have been to college and on the way to college, and living great lives. So it's all about percentages. If we don't do that stuff, we're gonna lose more.
Right.
Probably younger,
Yeah, but that's what I was saying, boy. I think that we have to. One of the things you said every day. I don't think we lock in with our kids every day. And I think and you got parents that are in the house with their kids and they're not locking in with their kids every day. And that's a conversation that we got to have. And you don't even have to take offense to it, but just being there is not enough anymore. You got to be in it with them. You got to sit down. You got to go through the homework with them. You got to sit down and read. So that'll make them want to read. If they working out, you got to go to the track with them. We have different challenges now. Things are, you got to be locked in with these kids, man. We need more. Let's just set it up. We need more. You're not going to get away with what your parents got away with. These kids aren't the same. It's going to take what we had growing up and then some. That's what I'm saying. It's going to take more.
We need more at the right time. Because see, what we like to do, and we do this a lot in life just with different stuff. What a lot of stuff we do when somebody gets sick. They wait until they get sick and try to fix it. Instead of being in front of it, they try to prevent it. So that's what we do even with parenthood and that type of stuff. We'll wait till they 16, 15 and say, hey, I got to get on his ass or her ass. But if we started it early and stayed on it, we probably wouldn't have this problem. You cut the percentage. Yeah, we cut the percentage then. So we'll try to wait until they start doing it. Oh, you know, he ain't acting right. I need you to talk to him. You know, I've heard that from, you know, just being a coach and having some of my kids. He ain't doing right. Where did it start at? Every house got a foundation. Everything's got a foundation. Where did it start at? Because it didn't start when he was 14. It started somewhere else. There's anything we do a lot of that with a lot of stuff. We just got to start getting ahead of stuff and say, hey, don't do that.
But I think they go back to what you said at the beginning about how you wanted to collaborate with your coach, your new coach. Like you said, if all of us can collaborate on every level, you know, within the community or whatever everybody expertise is, and everybody just, you know, work their lane to support the kids and stay consistent with it, we'll probably get more bang for our buck. But it's gonna start with a conversation with us, with everybody first, instead of us just talking. You know, they just try to put something into action. So I just feel like I feel like we've been doing a lot of talking for a long time, and I just feel like we haven't been back in these happen where everybody get together and at least get a conversation started.
Right.
You know, try to work towards, you know, whatever we can do to support these kids. Like, and we like you said too, boy. Last thing I want to say, I know we got to go. The impact that you made on kids beyond sports, like a lot of kids that have came across us, they didn't get a scholarship to the next level. Like, they didn't even have aspiration on playing sports at this level. But like, that's another thing. Like, through our athletes and being a teacher, like, I get to touch so many more kids. And it's the same thing with teaching sports. You know what I'm saying? I teach time management in class just like I teach in the classroom. So it's just so many things, you know what I'm saying? And I know this is a conversation for another day that we can do. But I think a conversation, getting a conversation and getting different people at every level to start this would be a great next, you know, it's an action step to take.
All right. So we got everybody's juices flowing. I think this was our best episode yet, talking about the community and culture. I want to give a big shout out to Coach Void and Coach T for everything that they're doing. I challenge everybody to continue doing great things for all the kids in the community. So this has been another episode of Put Me In Coach Podcast. Make sure y'all tune in every week. Like, share, comment, send us different topics. Man, we're here to put you in. Let's get it.
Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Hey, put me in the game. You know what's going on. We gon' talk about the topics that everybody's on. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach.